Hey, it's Jesse from the Biggest Guys Locker Room. You guys ever thought about starting your own podcast? Whether it be for business, personal, or simply talking about the things you love? Well, I can honestly say when we started our podcast, it was the best decision and it's the most fun we've ever had. But starting a new podcast can be overwhelming at times. And that's where Buzzsprout comes in. Buzzsprout is the best way to start your own professional podcast. They're so good, they've already helped out over 100,000 podcasters get their message out to the world. Buzzsprout offers you so many tools, like a great-looking podcast website, audio players that you can drop into other websites, detailed analytics to see how people are listening, and tools to promote your episodes, and more and more and more. Buzzsprout even gets your show listed on every major podcast platform, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. They provide so many tools to help you get started with tutorials on YouTube, podcast tutorials, everything you may need to get your journey started. So if you're looking to start your professional podcast today, follow the link in the show notes. This lets Buzzsprout know that we sent you and help support our show. Buzzsprout, the easiest way to start a podcast. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Vegas Guys Locker Room. I'm your host, Jesse. I am here with a special guest today. It is Nicky B in the house. How you doing, buddy?
Man, how you doing? Everything is great. Getting ready for this Super Bowl weekend. Can't wait for the game.
Oh, man, I'm sure you're dying. I bet you probably had some fun with some of the people betting in the sportsbook over there.
I'm having fun with everybody right now, from the people in the poker room having a little different take than the people in the book and in the pit. It's amazing.
It's got to be. It's so funny because with the spread being so close, it's got to be a split decision. Or what are you saying? What are you saying from the betting side from these guys in regards to this big game?
So it absolutely is split. Definitely, this is a sharps have definitely a different opinion than the public. Right now, ticket action, we're slightly seeing the ticket count favoring the Chiefs. We do have a 49er contingent in this town. I think some of the station books, so they will bet the Niners. But like all our big bets have been on the 49ers. So that's what's really splitting the action. The sharps definitely like the 49ers, while the public is going to be on KC. It looks like this week should see a lot more betting starting tomorrow, with people now starting to check into the hotel. The biggest thing so far is the over. The over is the one that's getting bet the most, and it didn't make sense to me at first, but on paper, it's starting to make a lot more sense. I mean, look, the Chiefs, even though their offense has been struggling this year, the Chiefs on paper, you got Mahomes, you got Kelce, you got that famous offense, and then on the other side, like we have seen what the Niners can do when they're rolling. They can put 42 points on the best teams. So Purdy's playing on an all-star level, and you got McCaffrey, Debo. You got all those Niners there. You got all those weapons.
Oh, yeah. I think I talked about it a little yesterday on the show, and I know the Niners are averaging about 29 points a game, and the Chiefs are averaging about 22. So it's a pretty good line that was set. I did take the under. I said I was going to take the under in the game just because I think it's going to be a more defensive battle than most.
So you wouldn't be the only one. So the sharps are looking at that line, and that's why none of these lines have really moved too much the whole weekend. Like unlike some other Super Bowls, is the sharps have been looking at that under. The second that creeps up to 48, the sharps hammer the under. Public likes the over, and the public is definitely overtaking the sharps on this one. The public likes the over, but there's been some good bets on the under, and I'm personally also taking the under at 47.5.
I'm telling you, listen, Fooey is over there because he's a big Niners fan. He's doing the Fooey special. He's taking the Niners in the over every week.
And the Niners is not a bad bet. I'm not taking it, but the Niners is not a bad bet. Analytically, it's sound. I can't take the over after watching everything. Just no way.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm just curious to see. I know the big narrative, everybody rematch, but there's not a whole lot of guys left on these teams from that prior Super Bowl. You're talking, what was that? Almost 4 years ago. That's a huge different landscape there. There's only a few key guys on both teams still there.
So the Chiefs have to. I think the Chiefs have to manage the game. They're actually the ones that got to play the possession game, run the football. I think that running game is the X factor there. Use Pacheco. get an early lead and manage the game and just run the ball with Pacheco. It is there. The Niners have struggled in both the playoff games, and I'm more of a recently biased person because I'm a Giants fan. And I watch what the Giants have done when they make the playoffs, and it's there. The Niners defense is not strong at stopping the run, and both teams, in my belief, choked those games away. The Lions way more than the Packers, and they were running the football at will. In fact, the Lions were averaging almost 6.3 yards a carry, and just went away from the run on the second half.
Yeah, that was curious to see how the Lions. They controlled the game, and that's where I was like, okay, we got to get a score here, and we got to get a stop or a turnover in order to get back in this game. And as soon as he fumbled, it was like right when they fumbled that football and turned it over, it was like they abandoned all run game. They
panicked in that game. It was the fourth down, and Josh Reynolds caught it, and then the Niners scored, had the momentum, and then the fumble right after that, and they went on full panic and self-destruct mode.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially when they went to tie, and I think I touched on this on the shows. When you had a chance to tie it, that could have stopped the bleeding and the panic, because then you could have reset and said, okay, it's a brand new ball game. Just get back to what our game plan was. But instead, you go for it, and then you don't get it. Now everybody's in extreme panic mode.
I'll be honest. I talk about a lot with my racing sportsbook manager, Mario. The one that actually annoyed me was the first going for it on fourth down, where you had a chance to make it back to 3 scores, because the momentum of the game was shifting to the Niners, and you had a chance to dent it. If you just take that field goal and make it back to 3 scores, and honestly, it's a 3-point game in the end.
Yeah.
The second fourth down, I mean, they were on full self-destruct mode at that point. It didn't really bother me too much at that point. You had to do something. It's just the Niners were just, all the momentum was on the Niners at that point. You had to do something to change it up. Yeah, you could have tied the game. Honestly, you should have probably kicked both field goals on both fourth downs, but the first one really annoyed me because, man, 3-score game, and you still have the Niners kind of reeling. Yeah, they scored once, but you still kind of have the Niners reeling. I would have just kept taking points at that point.
Yeah, especially when you had that big lead. I mean, just keep getting points. Just make it harder and harder. I agree. Yeah, it's a good solid point.
Did you see the analytics on that, too? It was a 0.3% edge on going for it than kicking the field goal.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did see that. It was literally like, I mean, it was I didn't see the advantage of going for it. That's right. There was really no big advantage for going for it on that.
It was. I mean, at that point, everyone, I think, still thought the Lions were going to win, but
yeah,
0.3%, get the points.
You know what? And I this one, you'll enjoy this one. I give all the credit to the turnaround in that ball game to Jace, because I was sitting there, and of course at half, I called my old man, and he was over at my father's house for the week prior for the Green Bay and 49ers game. Because of course, Jody's a big Packers fan.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I can't believe this. And he goes, your son was rooting for the Packers wearing his Niners gear last week. I said, what? I said, get over here. I took off all the Niner gear at halftime, and that was the comeback. I said, you tainted it all, son. You just tainted it all.
That is awesome. That is a good story.
Then, of course, I bought my Super Bowl gear, and he's like, you get me one? I said, no, you're going to taint that too.
That is awesome. Yeah, I mean, when we worked together, you had some heartbreaks, man.
Oh my God, let's not. Don't dig up those old wounds. Those are still. Oh God, let's not go there. Oh, the fucking.
I also have a Super Bowl trophy on one of those wounds, so I can't.
That was the one where we just couldn't even feel the punt. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Flashbacks now.
I told you, it was 90 players probably on that field. 89 played well. I remember talking to you right on the Craps game. 89 played well. You had that one punt return. It just clocked it up twice.
Just couldn't catch the fucking ball. My God, they kept putting it back out there. Oh Lordy. Oh, digging back bad memories. Yep, I tried to drink those memories away. But
go ahead.
I was going to ask. So. Who do you think has the biggest advantage in this game, and why would you think that?
I am totally on board with the Kansas City Chiefs running game. Now I put an asterisk on this. Now, as a Giants fan, I know Andy Reid. I know sometimes he likes to get away from that run, so that's a big asterisk. But I think right now, recent bias, the Kansas City Chiefs running game, Pacheco. I think he's the second best weapon after Kelce. And Kelce's known, so I think the Niners are really going to attempt to take away Kelce, and they got the linebackers to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But just seeing those 2 playoff games, I think if you get that early lead and ride Pacheco, which I think the Chiefs are able to do, they will control that game. You look at Andy Reid in those 3 playoff games, it's split. It's been 90 runs to 103 passing attempts, so they're not putting it all on Mahomes. Granted, they've been getting out on the lead every time, but that's how the Chiefs are playing. Manage the game on offense, and then let Steve Spagnuolo and that defense roll.
Yeah.
And we know about Steve Spagnuolo. He was the defensive coordinator for the Giants when they stopped the undefeated Patriots about a decade ago.
Yeah, he knows that. He definitely knows how to stop a solid offense, that's for sure, because that was probably one of the best offenses ever to play football, and he stopped them dead in the tracks in that Super Bowl.
Absolutely. I mean, the Patriots scored 14 points, 7 of it at the end of the game, so they couldn't move the ball at all against the Giants. I mean, and this defense, this Kansas City defense, looked like that Giants defense. And he's got those weapons. And he's got shutdown corners and Snead, and he's got Chris Jones just blowing up games.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be tough for the Niners. Who, when you're listening, like even when you're listening to this week, like the Niners, are they even practicing hard?
It's been an issue. I know the whole practice field thing has been a huge issue because of all the rain we had.
Yeah, I listen to New York sports radio, and Boomer is on in the morning, and he's been on the radio all week saying that this is a bigger deal with the Niners than people expect it to be.
Yeah. I know they were complaining about that. Which, I mean, I can't believe that we never upgraded the facilities here at UNLV to even try, knowing we were going to host a Super Bowl.
I just don't understand why they can't both practice at the Las Vegas Raiders facility.
Yeah,
that one bothers me when you're a multi-billion dollar, soon to be $1 trillion company.
Yeah, that didn't make a whole lot of sense. I was like, why? Okay, so it's rain. Yeah, the UNLV's outside. Why can't both of them use the indoor practice facility?
And I'll tell you, Jesse, everyone knows about that because when Andy Reid does his post-game press conference after they beat the Ravens, he literally says that in the post-game press conference, we are the home team and we get to practice at the Las Vegas Raiders facilities, which means the Chiefs even knew.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was another thing, too. I was curious. I know a lot of people have asked me, maybe you want to explain, why does the Kansas City Chiefs get to be the home team?
I think they alternate every year.
Yeah. I think
so they just alternate AFC, NFC.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think it's just back and forth. There's really no favorite to it. It just happens if you fall in that year, right?
Yeah, I think they alternate AFC, NFC teams. I think they used to be so hardcore about that I think they even alternated the stadiums. Like you'll have this is the AFC stadiums here, and then they'll do an NFC stadium and an AFC stadium.
Yeah, I don't know if they do that one as
New York and Los Angeles, but
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I don't know if they do the stadium swap, but I do believe they still do that. The AFC NFC swap every year. A lot of people don't get it. Like even baseball, the World Series, that's always determined by what the All-Star game it used to be. Who knows what they're going to do now?
Yeah, they've tinkered with it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Pulled it up on my computer. Yeah, because Eagles would have been the home team last year. It was in Phoenix. SoFi, like I said, that can go either way. So let's just say AFC, NFC, Raymond James. Yeah, so it looks like it's still maybe following it.
Still following the old NFC pattern, NFC, AFC pattern. But yeah, that one threw me off. That's right, because I forgot that both the Chargers and the Rams with the SoFi Stadium. But come on, who really thinks that's the Chargers' home?
All right, so I could absolutely say the stadium's just not it now, but they definitely alternate.
Yeah.
So they can alternate, yeah.
All right, I got one more question for you. So, knowing you've seen all these guys betting, what is your favorite bets to bet on the big game? I mean, what prop bets, or do you just like to stay away from all that altogether? What do you like?
So, looking at it, talking over a little bit with my racist sports manager, we haven't seen any real action on the prop bets yet, and I'd love to see what the action is going to look like. So, I mean, look, I'm all in on the Chiefs, I think, after all of this. So I've already bet Chiefs +2, Chiefs on the money line. I bet the under. These prop bets are getting inflated, but some easy prop bets that can get you a little bit of money is Travis Kelce over 71.5 receiving yards. Look, if the Chiefs are going to win, I know they're going to try to shut down. They're going to try to shut down Kelce as much, but he's still going to get his. Pacheco over 16.5 rushing attempts.
Oh, there's a good one. Yeah, because if they're going to play,
they're averaging 20 rushing attempts a day. The only way he doesn't get it is if this becomes a Niner blowout. And look, this game on paper is so tight; it can go either way. But these are the ones I got. And then I gotta sell out.
Okay.
So I gotta prop this at station casinos. Will Kelce have more receptions than his pop star girlfriend's total of 10 platinum albums?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that really a bet?
You can bet on the app at STN Sports Plus. Okay, anyways.
Oh, my God. I did not know that. I did not know that. Way to sneak that one in there, buddy. Good call on that one. I didn't even know. Wow. Now when I watch this game, I'm going to be counting the receptions just to see if he has more. Because now it's going to be embedded in my brain now. So there you go, folks. Hey, if you want to go bet the game on the STN app, that is a prop that you can take and have some fun with it. I thought you were going to go with how many times they put her on the TV, because I wonder if there's an over-under on that thing.
I searched you some of the. I haven't searched you all of that because that blue packet is pretty large. I'm going to grab it today, but I saw that one and I read it in the news too. So that's our bet, and so 11 or more receptions is plus 500.
Oh wow!
10 receptions is at plus 350, and 9 and less is minus 325. On paper, it should probably be less, but I'm going for the plus 500.
Going for it big. He needs to show up his girlfriend, so he needs 11 catches. I got you. Oh,
especially since Taylor Swift kind of snubbed him in the award ceremony. Like she didn't say anything in the Grammys about Kelce in the Grammys.
Oh, really? I didn't watch it, so I can't.
But I'm a nerd like that.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot you love those award shows. My God, I forgot all about that. Yeah, baby, there you go. Watching the Grammys, watching a little Tay-Tay get some awards. Oh, good Lord.
Well, I just want to see if she's going to say anything about Kelce or the Super Bowl.
Yeah, in general, right? Because that was the big thing. Like, as soon as the game ended, they were like, "Oh, can Taylor Swift make it back from Tokyo to watch the game live?" Oh, God.
I think that. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be crazy. I mean, I'm curious to see what the weekend brings. I know it's going to be interesting with the first time having it. Have you had the chance to go down to the NFL experience down there?
No, my plan is to probably do it tonight while I still have some time, because I used to live in New York, so I don't care about 8 million people being there. But yeah. My plan is to go down there, just kind of check it out, and then bail immediately because there could be 8 million people there.
Oh yeah, I know. I know it was funny because I was like, I was thinking about bringing Jace down there, but to me, I was like, oh, that's way too many people, not enough eyes on my son. I'm like, yeah, that could end up badly, and I was like, no, I'll check it out on my own, but you know how it is when I don't like driving down the strip. Parking probably going to cost me $300.
Yeah, we're losing our last free parking too at Tropicana.
Yep,
blowing up in a few months.
Oh God, don't remind me to put in that stupid baseball stadium. I don't know how that got approved.
We got the baseball stadium is stupid. It's just the team that we're bringing in.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, exactly. No, I agree. Yeah, you're 100% right. And it's a guy who got. And how did they get that over? If he ever wants to renovate the stadium, we got to pay him for it. That was brutal.
We're just starving for sports, even though the Golden Knights will always be our team.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Raiders and the A's, they're just there.
Yeah, exactly. They're just there. Yeah, they're not.
The Raiders and A's are good tourist attractions.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, it is. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest beef I know the Raiders all have is that going to home games is like it's almost like being when the Chargers played in San Diego. You're getting more fans for the other team. I mean. Kidding me?
Well, let's put it this way. The biggest home crowd for the Raiders every year is when they play in LA against the Chargers.
Yes, there you go. There you go. Exactly. That's the only. It's the Chargers. The Chargers could never have a huge home field advantage. Never. No wonder they don't build a stadium. They just borrow everybody else's. But all right. Well, I won't take up too much time. So thanks for joining the show, buddy. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you. And anytime you need somebody, yeah, definitely hit me up. I'm going to enjoy doing this. I enjoy doing this right now. And yeah, anytime you need me.
All right, buddy. All right, man. Yeah, we'll do. We'll probably talk next week again. We'll break down the Super Bowl and see what we thought about the game.
You got it. Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
All right, Nick. Talk to you later, buddy.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Well, big thank you to Nick for joining the show. Really appreciate it. Love having that guy on. Lots of laughs. Man, it's going to be a great Super Bowl, guys. Like I said before, be safe out there. Enjoy the game, friends, family. Remember, make your reservations if you want to join and get to a hot spot and enjoy the game with a bunch of people. Make sure you get your reservations put in, find out what they're charging, find out the details before you go out and about across town and miss out on some chances for some good spots. All right, guys. Well, we will see you next week. Like I said, next week we will start breaking down the fantasy football draft for Dynasty Leagues. Hopefully we can get another guest spot from somebody, and we'll also break down the Super Bowl results with my boy Nicky B. Hopefully you guys join us. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next one.